All right. Welcome to back to Today on 2. Our guest this morning is probate judge, Coleman County probate judge, Tammy Brown. Tammy, thanks for coming by to visit
Thank
with
you
us
for
this
asking
morning.
me. Thank you so much.
2 years on the job, right?
2 years.
Does it feel like 2 years?
No, it's just great. I just love it. I love
Do
what
you?
I do. I love the job, and I thank the people of Coleman County for allowing me to serve as their probate judge.
Well, I can think of no more important day and in terms of your duties than maybe election day, because everything pretty well weighs on your shoulders as probate judge, right?
Yes. Election day is a big day for us, and there's a lot of responsibilities and a lot of work to do before that actual day occurs.
Tell us the things that people need to know before they go and vote today.
Okay, well, there's been a lot of changes for the 2014 election. I'll just start with the first thing. There was the redistricting, which happens every 10 years, mandated by federal law. And that will, thank goodness, we only had one big change. That was House Districts 9, 11, and 12. And that changed some precinct lines. Now, it didn't change the precinct itself, but it changed the lines that were drawn. So that means that if you used to vote for a certain representative in this race, you may not be voting for that same district or that same representative. So if you're not sure, you can contact the Board of Registrars or our office, and we can look that up for you to see who you're supposed to vote for. Second change was we had 3 voting locations that moved. They petitioned the probate court, so we got those changed for them. Then we have the voter ID.
Which locations changed?
Stepful changed to the Hanceville Recreation and Wellness Center. Bayleton Town Hall changed to Bayleton Senior Center.
Okay.
And Cold Springs Fire Department is now the Cold Springs Community Center. They have a new community center down there. So all of those were very, very excited and glad to make those changes.
And voter ID. Photo ID, right?
It's the new Voter ID Act, and it says that when you go vote tomorrow, you have to present a state-issued ID, such as your driver's license, non-ID identification card, things of that, military card, things of that nature. Now, if you get to your precinct and you don't have that identification, if 2 election workers, and it has to be 2 election workers, can positively, without any doubt, identify you, there is a form in the packet that those 2 workers can fill out and allow you to vote. Now, if you get there, no one can identify you, you don't have ID, then you'd have to vote provisional.
Okay. Or if you get there and you don't have photo ID, can you go to the registrar's office in the courthouse, get a photo ID, and bring it back and
go
vote?
back. The Board of Registrars will be issuing those IDs tomorrow. Yes.
What is a provisional ballot?
A provisional ballot is a ballot that is voted, and then it's determined a week later whether that ballot counts. And there was some reason that you were not allowed to vote on election day, such as not having your ID and no one can identify you, then you're allowed to vote a provisional ballot. We never, ever want to deny anyone the right to vote.
Right. A provisional ballot could mean a lot if you're in a real tight race.
Yes.
Couldn't it?
Yes, it could.
And some of these have a number of candidates in them, and so it could be tight.
We want to have the least number of provisional ballots as possible.
New voting machines.
And we have a new voting machine. We used to have the Eagle voting machine. Now we have the DS200 digital scanning voting machine. So that's going to be different for voters tomorrow. It's basically the same process, just a little bit different in the way that it does the ballot. Instead of used to, when you put your ballot in, if you had marked for too many people in the same race, the ballot automatically came out of the machine, and then a message was printed on the tape to the left. Well, now it's all up on touch screen because technology, Georgia's running away with us. So the message comes up on the screen, and it gives the voter the opportunity to read that message. Do they want to review their ballot or cast it as marked? If they press review as their ballot, then the ballot is sent back out to them. And that's a little bit more protection for the voter.
Right.
It doesn't allow someone to see how they voted, or if they want to cast it as it is, they press that, but that one vote that there was a problem or an error, it won't be counted.
Okay, so let's say, for example, I walk up to the machine with a ballot I've just filled out, but I made a mistake and I voted for 2 people in one race. Not knowing, not really thinking about it, I put it in the machine, and then up flashes the message that, George, you screwed up.
You made an error, yes.
And it says, do you want to review it?
Review your ballot or cast your ballot as marked.
Okay. Now, if I review it, then it'll say review. And you can ask a poll worker if you get into that unfortunate situation, right?
Yes,
to assist you?
Yes, and it's better for the worker to assist because once the voter has to make that decision where to send that ballot back out. So that is, to me, that's a lot better.
If I say review, it comes back out. What do I do? If
Well,
I say, well, I really wanted this guy or this gal.
You review it, and then also up on the screen it tells you what race you made that error in.
Okay.
And if you say, well, okay, well, you marked for one too many, so you want to redo the ballot. Well, then the worker spoils that ballot and gives you another ballot to fill out.
Okay. If it says no as marked, then it goes back in the machine, and it just doesn't count your vote because you've voted twice in that one race.
That is correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Wow. It could be a situation where if you're not watching closely, you can make a mistake like that. Now, let's say, as oftentimes happens, in some of these more obscure races, and I don't know how many we would have, during the primary, but a person doesn't even mark any name at all because they don't know who these people are, so they don't vote. That's not going to be an issue, is it?
Oh, no, that's just an undervote. So, no, if you want to go in there and all you want to concentrate on is one race and that's all you're interested in, you vote for that one race and that's all that's going to be counted.
I know in the news story in the Coleman Times that you will be having ballot counting going on inside the courthouse this time around.
Yes.
Okay. Up on the third floor, is that correct?
Third floor, large courtrooms, both the large courtroom and the small courtroom on the third floor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, please go ahead.
The election process there is the same as it was at the Civic Center. I don't know, I thought this time that a lot of people never get to their county courthouse. They don't go there.
Right.
So I just thought it would be, bring back some people coming to visit their county courthouse.
Yeah.
We're going to have the third floor, large and small courtroom open, but we're also going to have, if we fill those up, we're going to have the second floor also available.
Okay.
I got two 60-inch screen TVs for the large courtroom and another TV for the small courtroom.
The news story said 16-inch.
Yeah.
What the probate judge really said was 60-inch. I'm thinking there'd be a lot of folks crowded around the small.
We'd all have to get glasses, including myself.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Another change on the ballot is used to that you marked a line when you made your choices. Now you're going to fill in an oval or a circle like a standardized test.
Oh, really?
So that's going to be a little bit different.
So you'll have to use your magic marker or whatever it is. Will they be felt tips or will they be?
No, they're just ballpoint pens this time.
Okay. And fill in your choice then.
Yes.
Does it look like, how about absentee ballots? Have there been many returned? Are there very many, the interest in this, is it typical, the number of people you think that might be showing up to vote tomorrow?
We always looked at the number of absentee. If we had a large turnout for absentee ballots, we expected a large turnout on election day. Smaller, we just kind of looked at that. Nothing set in stone, nothing that made.
What has the turnout been then for absentee ballots?
I think when I talked to Lisa, they were a little bit over 200.
Over 200. So, is that normal? I don't know. Or is that usual?
That's about normal for a primary.
Okay.
So I think turnout tomorrow will be moderate. I do.
Absentee ballots coming in, will they be counted first? How does that go?
Tomorrow at 12 o'clock, they will start counting those absentee ballots. Okay. They have a machine set up there, and they will start opening those and counting those, and then they will do a printout and everything just like a precinct. They will bring down their thumb drive to us and turn it in just like a precinct.
So while the polls don't close until 7, there could be some results as early as 6 p.m., correct? Was that correct in the story?
No, that was also a little bit of a confusion. No, polls are open from 7 to 7, and we do not start reading or doing anything with the results until 7 o'clock or after.
Okay. All right. Anything else we need to know?
No, just remember to go vote tomorrow.
That's right.
Just remember to go vote.
All right. Thank you, Tammy.
Thanks,
Probate
George.
Judge for Coleman County. We'll be back after this.